Hello and welcome to this training session for secure handling of payment card data. My name is Paul Rogers and I'm a cybersecurity trainer with 30 years experience working with technology and financial services firms in California and in New York. I developed this training as a tool for staff members who handle card data so that they can be more aware of security risks around it and the rules for protecting it in the workplace. But before we begin, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at dposolutions.privacy, where you can find lots of training videos like this and a whole range of topics. So let's take a moment now to look at our course objectives for this training. Our first training objective is for you to gain an understanding of what payment card data is and where it's found on payment cards, so you'll understand what needs to be protected. Then we'll look at the main regulation for governing how card data is supposed to be protected and the various merchant levels set by the credit card brands. Then you'll learn how to handle card data securely so that hackers and fraudsters don't compromise it. We'll then explore roles and responsibilities for different parties in the credit card payment process, so you understand how credit card data is transmitted and handled from the customer through the banking system. And then we'll look at some big credit card data breaches that have made the news over the years. This should all help you understand the dangers of mishandling card data and its impacts. So we begin by looking at what payment card data is. Well, simply put, it's data found on physical and virtual payment cards that can be used at ATMs or the purchase of goods and services, on the phone, or via web app or physical form. Data found on physical cards may include cardholder data, known for short as CHD, and it may also contain sensitive account data known as SAD. Cardholder data usually includes a 12 to 19 digit long number known as a PAN number, or personal account number, which may appear on the front or back of a card, along with the cardholder's name and expiration date. Sensitive account data includes even more sensitive data such as PIN codes, CVV numbers, sometimes called CVC numbers, and other authentication data. Virtual cards will usually only have the PAN number, a cardholder name, and the expiration data somewhere on the card. Payment card data explained. So on this slide we see a graphic with the front and rear side of a typical credit card. You'll notice that on the front side of the card, the important card information includes the PAN number or personal account number, cardholder name, expiration date, and the EMV chip, which stores cardholder data electronically. Then on the rear of the card you'll find the CVV or CVC number and a magnetic strip which electronically stores all the card data along with secret PIN information. You'll also notice that the data is color coded in this graphic, so data in blue is designated as cardholder data while orange denotes sensitive authentication data. In this slide we take a look at the different merchant levels that are assigned within the payment card industry. Tier 1 merchants process over 6 million card transactions per year, while Tier 2 merchants process between 1 and 6 million transactions, while Tier 3 is between 20,000 and 1 million transactions, while Tier 4 is under 20,000 transactions per year. The significance of all of this is that the more card transactions you process, the more strict the security must be in your environment and the more careful you have to be in your security. Card data phishing risks. The number one risk for credit card data across the globe today is phishing. We'll discuss some statistics relating to this in an upcoming slide. Here we'll focus on the risks first. Hackers will use typical methods of links and attachments in email form to try and get you to get malicious code onto your network or prompt you to take some kind of action that may result in a fraudulent access to an account. So you can see some common advice on this slide which is important to remember when working with email. It's important to note that hackers will often use time pressure and authentic looking templates of signatures and logos in their attempt to trick victims. It's important to assess the validity of these messages and report any suspicious communications. So now we get to the most important part of the training, which is centered around secure handling of card data. So key things to remember for staff is to avoid writing down any card data and leaving it in unsecured areas such as around the workspace area. If you have to write down card numbers, ensure that the numbers are locked away after use and kept for only as long as needed. Also, don't store any card numbers in spreadsheets or Word documents on the network, as they're a target for hackers who specifically look for this type of information if they get onto your network. Other precautions to consider as a card handler are never to take photos of card details or share them via email or messenger apps, as hackers can intercept your communications even months or years afterward. For most customer call centers handling large volumes of card data over the phone, it's advisable not to have any personal cell phones in the call center and to prevent any form of photography or recording of conversations. Some hackers have been known to activate the microphone function of cells remotely so that they can listen in on nearby conversations for later. Another big area of concern is public Wi-Fi use. So avoid connecting to Wi-Fi systems often found in coffee shops, airports, libraries, and other public spaces. Credit card and other personal information is vulnerable to hackers who can intercept your data and capture sensitive information without detection. Therefore, it's important to only use private Wi-Fi connections and VPN software when available and connecting into your work systems. You should also be vigilant on how you dispose of credit card data. This means shredding documents with card data after use or placing them in confidential bins if they're available. You should also consider secure deletion methods of any electronically stored credit card data on your system when it's no longer needed. There are certain software programs like Heidi Secure Eraser, which is free and will help you do this. So this graphic sums up what we've already discussed to better help you remember some key points. So working around our list, number 1, avoid writing card details down on pieces of paper and keeping them around your workspace. Number 2 and 3, avoid emailing card numbers or storing them in spreadsheets or Word documents. If they must be stored, be sure to use secure applications and encrypted databases for storage. Number 4, avoid using public Wi-Fi on your devices, as it's often open to eavesdropping by nearby hackers. And 5, avoid photographing card data, as phones may be later accessed by opportunistic hackers later on. Number 6, never share customer card details on social media or via text message, as they may be retrieved later via hackers if they ever get into your device later on. And number 7, be extra vigilant of links and attachments when opening work email. Be mindful of phishing risks, particularly from external sources. Fraudulent card detection. In this slide we take a look at some specific guidance for staff working with physical credit cards and how they might prevent fraudulent charges. So what are some of the telltale signs to pay attention to? Well, look for the quality of imprinted characters on the card to ensure they are evenly spaced out and of the same depth. Next, look at the quality of the hologram to ensure that it's not dull or faded, as this can be a sign of illicit copying, similar to what you might see on a fake watermark on currency. Then be aware of deliberately damaged magnetic stripes, which may be used as a ruse to get you to enter card details manually, thereby bypassing security controls. Other things then to check for include a completed signature. Attempts to distract you from checking the card is legitimate, and any possible tampering with the card reader payment device itself. Sometimes fraudsters will attempt to attach skimming devices or even replace the card reader itself. Payment card roles and responsibilities. The purpose of this slide is to show you the journey of a payment transaction so you understand that security responsibility is distributed amongst many entities. These roles are defined in the payment card standard and have a duty of care in protecting transaction data as it crosses the network. The main things to note is that the transaction flow starts at the customer paying for goods or services with the merchant, which is then handled by the payment processor, acquiring bank, card brand, and issuing bank at consecutive points in the payment process. Before we close out the course, let's review some statistics relating to credit card data breaches so you can understand better the risks associated with card data theft and fraud. Each year it's estimated that $40 billion is lost to credit card fraud, and the data of over 160 million cards will appear on dark web marketplaces. Some of the biggest card data breaches in history include Equifax, who exposed data on 148 million customers in 2017, and Marriott Hotels, who exposed data on 500 million of its customers in 2018. According to some sources, the Marriott breach was caused by a phishing email which installed malware on the network, which made its way to databases with customer data on the back end. These are just two of thousands of cases of card data breaches, but the results of such breaches are always the same: expensive recovery costs, lost customers, negative publicity, and years of regulatory scrutiny after the fact. Many businesses have actually gone under after a data breach. When you factor in lawsuits, fines, and other factors are all weighed in. Hence, it's critical to pay attention to security when handling card data in your network. This section is optional for those interested in the details of the new PCI-DSS standard, which came into effect this year. You can pause the video in the next 2 slides if you like and read through the specifics of the changes that have happened, with the jump that has happened between the previous 3.x standard to the now 4.x standard. Well, all this brings us to the end of our video. I thank you for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, dposolutions.privacy, where you can find other training videos like this. Also, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and share it with others in your organization that may also need to get trained on payment card security quickly. Thanks again.